All right, before we move on to the next part, we're going to, here's the size comparison with a average high grade Gundam and then the Ultra Act Gridman, who's kneeling a bit, but he's quite a bit, you know, bigger than the um, standard, oh no, the Super Minipla. So let's get these guys out of here, and we're going to go on to the vehicles and the add-ons and such. The first vehicle is the tank. There's a little bit of detail on this side. Comes with stickers as well. Very basic, but honestly, most of the colors you need are already there. You could totally get away with just not painting this or not even using the stickers. Although I would recommend maybe using some of them under it. It also comes with the feet for if you want to do what's called a perfect transformation. And these just peg under here. And you're supposed to leave them in there, but if you you don't have to really, and you're gonna have to take them out for the God Xenon transformation, and you're recommended to switch them for these posable feet for the full-size transformation. All right, and for the next part, we have the jet. That's nice. Has the landing gear, so you can set it, set it down. It comes with a head, the little crest, the little antenna on its head is painted. The bottom of the chest is painted. This is a clear part. It's nice. It comes with the fists as well for God Xenon. So pretty basic. Kind of a, you can tell it's supposed to be a jet, but it's also kind of a brick with wings, tiny wings. But on the next part. And here we have, I think it's called Bore, but I'm not sure which version that's called, which is the drill. Worst out of the three vehicles, but I mean, it's simple. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just simple. Comes with the fists for the Thunder Gridman. Also comes with the sword, the shield parts for regular Gridman. You'll notice these are a little bit out. I actually broke those on God Xenon due to the way something's put together. So I'll probably end up gluing these on once everything's done. These do easily come off, so if you want to launch the drills out. And the holes are offset. So that way, when you transform it, you're actually like widening how far apart the legs are. So that's kind of neat. Now let's see if we can get God Xenon transformed on camera. Okay, so here we have them put together. Now, I'm just going to let this out the way. So, I had mentioned something about him breaking. What it is these little pegs, and actually it broke again putting him together again. There's a little metal pin that I put in there. And what it is they actually were really smart. Okay. These pieces right here are designed to fold up like this. But you saw that I had to put a bit of force in that to get them to move up and down. So if you're bending the knee, this is supposed to accommodate bending the knee. So if you're bending the knee, what's going to give out first? This or this tiny little peg? So unfortunately, that snaps. I'm going to do articulation, but I'm going to have to do them in two pieces. Yes, the head parts forms, and no, there's not a clear piece on the back that the original toy had, but there's a ball joint at the head. He rotates at the shoulder. He has some outward motion, but remember as you're out, that locks in the drill tank. So he has rotation and less than 90 degrees. Fist articulation. Obviously, you can pull off the fist if you want to do the drill tank. Now, here's the thing, is this has so many good ideas. You have waist swivel. They actually overcomplicated the construction of this. I made it more parts for me for when you do Thunder Gridman, but they added waist swivel. They have, well, I mean, yeah, they do kind of have thigh rotation, outward movement. You don't really have forward movement. It's kind of a bummer. You have a knee bend, which I think is almost useless without forward movement, but you also have ankle swivel, kind of. They've made this a ball joint, which is really neat, but it also kind of gives him, it makes it very unstable. And I'm pretty sure I did everything right. So yeah, there's no way that there's ankle swivels. I mean, not ankle swivels, forward movement at the legs. I think that's kind of just, unless they made like a super robot Shigoken or something, like something really complicated, and yes, he has the shield on the back like the original. Unless they made something super complicated, there's no way they could have incorporated it. The Ultra Act God Xenon, which is outside of Ultra Act Gridman, is my favorite in the Ultra Act series because it's just a standalone figure. It doesn't transform or anything. That's still the best version of God Xenon outside of the original toy, which still kind of holds up to these days. If you do plan on transforming, when you put this together, what you'll want to do is find some way to like shave down the insides of this, sand it down, whatever, and have it where you can just kind of swing it in and out. What I probably will do is either that, or I might just say, hey, I've got the Ultra Act God Xenon. No need for this form. It's unfortunate, but I might just glue those little drill bits in there, cut these pegs off, glue the drill bits in there, and then that'll be that. So, we're gonna do Thunder Gridman next. Gonna take off his hands. I wonder why he's not called God Gridman, because you know you had King Jet that made King Gridman, and you have like God Tank and God Xenon. Why not God Gridman? Whatever. That's just, you know. But to set him up for that, you'll want to put in those shoulder pieces. Preferably in the right sides. So let's get those in there. They fall out, but pretty much you just want to put them in there. And what's going to hold, all it's really doing is forcing out the peg. So in theory, you could just forego this bit and just pull the pieces out the joints a bit. But this makes it a little bit more stable. And you'll see that is something that this kit is going to need. So let's go ahead and get him transformed. And after all that mess, we have Thunder Gridman in his full armor, and I don't think it's worth it. The proportions could be better. The shoulders are too big. The head feels too big. Like I get that it's supposed to transform, and it does. It's just it's a bit of a mess, as you saw with the, it's a pain in the butt to transform. Um, it kills the articulation. Um, you can turn the head. This I'm not gonna move the arms too much, but this is not attached to the shoulders like in the original toy. It's attached to this, which means you can only move the arms forward and back so much. There goes the arm. I'm not putting it back on. And it is really it's almost next to impossible to get him with his fist in the air doing the grid beam. I'll try and take a picture of that at the end. I'm just not going to try and do that on camera. It is smart how they managed to keep his waist articulation. And even though the backpack's just a big hunk of plastic, he can still, utilize that. Um, he keeps most of his waist articulation, his knees. It's just honestly the arms are what's a pain in the butt. Um, because they just barely connect, and there's so many things. I think most of it's something that you can fix, but you can't really do anything about the proportions either. I think the head, seeing as you don't really see it, most of the head and most of the other modes, maybe squish it a little bit, a tiny bit. Um, I don't know. It's okay. If you, it's less expensive than the Ultra Act, especially now. Um, and the vehicles are nice. I'm just disappointed with God Xenon. I'm disappointed with Thunder Gridman. I think the two Gridman figures are nice, but this thing right here, I think individually the components are fine, but the sum of them all doesn't really add up. So, yeah, on to the Dyna Dragon next. And I'm actually going to use this guy for that.